Greetings, proud parents, loving families, cherished friends, honored guests. No, there is nothing wrong with your hearing. I am a philosopher. We do still exist. But fear not, most of your sons and daughters are at the end of their college careers, so most of you have nothing to fear from the likes of us. Honor students of the class of 2016, we're here to honor you and celebrate you, but I must confess that I feel deeply honored to have been chosen by you to deliver this address. Congratulations, you've managed to overachieve yet again in yet another socially appropriate way. Well done. And to those show-offs among you who've somehow managed to graduate with honors or who have somehow managed to earn a spot on the dean's list every single semester, wow. I mean, there are overachievers, and then there's you, the uber overachiever. Our hats off to you, all of you. Very, very impressive. I want to tell you a little story, and then I want to give you a kind of blessing. For many of you have become a part of my own story at Calvin, and indeed many of you have been an enormous blessing to me. Be forewarned, however, the blessing I will give is a strange one, but it is a blessing all the same. First, the story. Once upon a time, there was a woman. She graduated from a fine university just like this one, sat in an uncomfortable chair on an uncomfortably hot and humid day, much as your own graduation day is likely to be, and she listened to a speech, much like this one. After graduating, she continued her studies at another fine university before taking up her medical residency at an unspectacular hospital in the mid-Atlantic. There, she worked long hours, drank way too much coffee, and honed her medical skills day after laborious day, week after exhausting week, month after tortuous month, year after agonizing year. 10 years to the day after she sat in that uncomfortable chair on that uncomfortably hot and humid day, she finished her residency and accepted a position as general practitioner in one of the many indistinguishable private practices in one of many unexceptional small towns in the Midwestern United States. It was in that run-of-the-mill town that she lived out her days in relative obscurity. She went about her ordinary life, serving and loving. She took time with elderly patients, looked at them when she spoke, held their hand when they were anxious, and she listened. Then came the day in the early 2000s when her own elderly parents took ill. Instead of placing them in a nursing home, she decided instead to visit them every morning before work and every day after to help care for them. She fed them, she bathed them, groomed them, and she read to them. She was a fine doctor and an equally fine daughter. She was humble and good. Just this year, at the age of 60, she died, the victim of a vicious glioblastoma. Now, I could tell you this wonderful woman's name, but trust me, you've never heard of her. And that's because her life wasn't particularly noteworthy or remarkable, at least not in the eyes of the world. Hers was, as I say, an ordinary life, marked by the banal and myriad sorts of difficult and thankless tasks that characterize much of adult life. Honor students of the class of 2016, I bring you this sobering message. Despite what you've been told practically your whole life, and may even believe today, Most of you are destined for a life of relative obscurity and will depart from this most auspicious institution to begin a quite ordinary, unremarkable, largely prosaic life. Most of you have about as much chance of being the next Steve Jobs or Warren Buffett as you have of winning the Mega Millions lottery. In fact, the likelihood is so inscrutably small, so utterly insignificant, that if you believe otherwise, you are quite literally irrational. Now, I know what you're thinking. Thank you, Dr. Buzzkill. Dr. Rain on our special day parade. Haven't you heard this is an honors celebration? But of all days and of all places, this day and this place is an especially appropriate one for you to hear the truth. And the truth is that virtually none of your names will be remembered 100 years from now. You're not likely to cure cancer or to invent the next Apple iPhone or to break any records of the sort that will make your name, if not your life, immortal. But take heart, my dear friends. In 100 years, I will not be remembered either. I have lived now a full half century, and I can tell you in all honesty and all sincerity, I have done nothing extraordinary. I haven't discovered a new star. I haven't written a Harry Potter-like novel. I haven't hit a game-winning buzzer beater like Steph Curry or thrown a game-winning touchdown pass in a Super Bowl like Tom Brady. I've never seen cancer cells under a microscope, let alone developed a method to eliminate them. I've not even been photographed naked balancing a champagne glass on my bum like Kim Kardashian. That's probably a blessing for all of us. But like most of you are destined to be, I am a remarkably ordinary person. But if I've learned anything in the half century that I've been blessed with breath, I've learned the secret to a life worth living. And that secret has been whispered in your ears through many classes, many conversations, many activities, and many relationships over the course of your 4 years at Calvin College. What is that secret? Well, it's this. A successful life, a life of grand achievements and personal satisfaction, is not the same as a happy life. And neither a happy life nor a successful life is the same as a life worth living. Beautiful students than which none more beautiful can be conceived, that's you. As you leave from this place tonight, and many of you from this community in just a few short weeks, a community that I hope has shaped you in ways that are indelible. Some of you to live lives as future doctors and lawyers, others of you to live lives as teachers and nurses, biologists, businessmen and women, accountants, professors, husbands, wives, sons, daughters, mothers, and fathers. Remember this. In the midst of your day in, day out life, strenuously resist the lies that our culture tells about who you are and what really matters. Love fearlessly. Live compassionately. Listen patiently. Serve with humility. Cultivate gratitude and delight. Pay attention. Savor. Slow down and savor life's sweetness. Seek justice. Love mercy. Walk humbly with your God. This is a life worth living. Invest in Christian community. Remember, you are not meant to live your life in splendid isolation. You are made for others near and others far. This is a life worth living. And so, my friends, I say go. Spend your lives recklessly in acts of other-regarding love and service. For this is what you are to do with that one precious but oh so ordinary life of which poet Mary Oliver speaks. It is, my friends, the only life worth living. May it be yours.